Hi, my name is Craig Orr. I'm an archivist here at the Archives Center at the National Museum of American History, and I want to thank you all for participating in the Princeton Posters Digitization Project. The Princeton Posters Collection resides in the Archives Center. It's a collection of about 960 different items, some of which you see here before you. What you all are working on are the catalog sheets for this collection. The collection came to the Archives Center in, I believe it was 1990, and we hired a cataloger to catalog each of the posters. And basically I pointed him at the row of map cases and I said, first map case, first folder, first item in there, give it number 1. And he did, and Don Perna, bless his heart, lasted through the whole project. And what you're doing is you're working, most of these sheets are signed by Don Perna, you'll see that on the back. He lasted through the whole project, did an excellent job, and what I had told him was to record every single bit of information that you see on these posters. I didn't know if the information was going to be really needed or relevant later, but I figured this is our one shot to get it right, so he recorded every single thing. Now the collection is entitled the Princeton Posters Collection because actually it was originally at the Princeton University Library. During World War I, many of their alumni and their wives, their families, the alumni were serving in the war and their wives were staying home, and between the two groups they started collecting posters because posters were, as you can tell, are very visual and very appealing, and many of the leading commercial artists at the time were making the posters, were doing them. So they started donating them to the Princeton Library, and that went on for quite a while, and after the war more posters flooded in. In World War II, the same thing happened. Alumni and interested people were donating their collections of posters to the library. In addition, there's an awful lot of British war posters in this collection because somehow the Princeton University Library got on the mailing list for British propaganda during World War II. So some of the posters you actually see on the sheets, they're stamped official specimen of British war propaganda. So we have a great collection of British World War II materials, and we have very few World War II US posters by comparison. So it's kind of an interesting mix of things. In the 1960s, Princeton sort of reevaluated its collections, and they said, we're a library, these posters don't really fit in with our collecting interests, so they gave them to the Smithsonian. In 1990, as I said, the collection came to the Archives Center, and we immediately set about cataloging it. And the result is 38 binders, 3-ring binders of catalog sheets that you all are busily working on and seeing through the wonders of the computer. What I really love about this project is we're harnessing the energies and the enthusiasm of volunteers. And I think we're going to be able to do much more than we were able to do by ourselves. One question that people always could ask about this project is why now? I mean, you've had the collection for many years. How come it hasn't been cataloged? Well, it has been cataloged. We cataloged it from 1991 to 1992. And then what we did was we started putting that catalog information onto the Smithsonian database, which was called CIRIS, the Smithsonian Institution Research Information System. It's an in-house database. Actually, I shouldn't say it's in-house. We put the information and it covers our collections in-house, but it is available to the public, but only if you really know that it exists and can find it and somebody tells you that it's there. It was really kind of a clunky way to do things. We started putting the catalog information into CIRIS, but we didn't get very far. The collection contains about 40% of foreign material and about 60% of US material. It contains about 40% World War I material, 40% World War II material, and the rest is all miscellaneous. It's a real mix of things. I didn't have anybody who spoke French or German or Russian or Chinese, or Spanish or Tagalog, I guess it is, and we have posters in all those languages. So we took this catalog information and put only the English ones onto CIRIS. That was a start, and eventually we just ran out of steam. We never got around to hiring somebody who could write and do French or German or Russian, whatever. So it was kind of cataloged, kind of not. People who come to use the collection were able to access the sheets here in the Archive Center because they're all right here on the shelf. We had them all at hand. I've been here ever since then and am a resource for people to talk to. But really, it isn't enough, especially in today's digital age, when people expect, and rightly so, that they can get it at their home computer at the drop of a hat. Just really easy. So your job is to help us get there. And even as we speak, there's a photographic team busily photographing each individual item. And eventually what we're going to do is we're going to link up those photographic images with the catalog information, put it all together so that people will be able to surf the net and they'll be able to see this poster. Hey fellows, bring more books for the World War I GIs. And they'll be able to read the catalog information and know everything we know about that poster. So it's going to be a great project, one that's all done.